Why do we write? Black women writers have used their writing to share their innermost thoughts and social and political ideologies. They have also used their writing to connect with known and/or unknown audiences. Although there has always been an urgency in Black women writers' work, in past decades there has been an increased insistence to be heard. An exigency in the written word has simultaneously situated the Black woman writer in the center of relevant discourses and granted her further subjectivity. Moreover, for Black women writers, whose voices have been suppressed, ignored, and silenced, the need to write and the written work, which equals the need to breathe and speak, emancipates their voices. The accessibility and intimacy of Black women's writers' writing in all genres serves not only the Black woman writer, but the inclusive audience who are willing receptacles of her lyrical literary embrace. Additionally, for those who have resisted her voice and her words, it grants non judgmental access to another world. Therefore, writing, a solitary act that benefits from community, for this marginalized group who have been othered, has also been a performative act and one which allows the Black woman writer to enter a larger conversation, humanizes Black female identities, aligns Black women writers with their sisters, and amplifies the voices of the unheard. Black women writers of fiction and poetry have explored and continue to explore themes of race, language, the body, the self, and womanhood. Similarly, nonfiction letter writing and blogging has enabled Black women writers to enter communicative spheres, interior and exterior, to address issues pertaining to Black women's experiences. In Black feminist criticism, Barbara Christian states, "If Black women do not say who they are, other people will say it badly for them." Black women's literacy has not been encouraged by mainstream Western culture, and likewise has been suppressed in communities of color, in communities of other women, and in literary communities. The dismissal of the Black woman and Black women writers forces uncomfortable questions. Why must Black women insert their Blackness in their writing? Why does race matter? Does the Black woman writer have a right to write, and to whom? Does the Black woman writer have the right to speak? Who is her audience? And why is her voice so often considered strident and or angry? Who listens and who refuses to listen to the Black woman's voice? Why is Black women's writing important? What does the writing of a Black woman writer change? Audre Lorde famously asserted, "When we speak, we are afraid our words will not be heard nor welcomed, but when we are silent, we are still afraid. So it is better to speak remembering we were never meant to survive." In graduate school in Jamaica, West Indies, I took two classes that first year. One focused on feminist poetry, the other feminist prose. There I discovered that though I had spent a lifetime reading, I had not realized how far removed I was from the literature that represented my realities as a Black girl, as a young Black woman, as a Black woman. Representation and self identification with literacy had not mattered to me because I knew that stories could be reimagined, altered, and retold. Although I had spent most of my life ravishing literature, primarily British and American, I had not realized that I was absent from the novels and poetry that I enjoyed. Black, female, immigrant. But with the exposure to the poetry, fiction, and theory that we read in class, it dawned on me that seeing oneself on the page was less labor intensive than creating alternate realities. Although Valerie Smith was not in the text, I was there in the voices of Nikki Giovanni, Audre Lorde, Lucille Clifton, Bell Hooks, Paul Marshall, Simone Schwartz Bart, Jamaica Kincaid, and many, many others. The written words of these Black women writers rolled out in colorful pageantry, stark realities, and notable silences. As I became more apparent on the page, the distance between my Caribbean realities and later my New York world lessened. In Mr. Williams's class, my first professor at UWI, I felt like a blind person who had just had their vision restored by a skilled doctor, or better yet, a healer. The directive to write yourself. French theorist Helene Cixous's words rang loud and clear. A world of me revealed itself to me. I could get on the page and one day add my voice to the community. In a community of Black women writers, it was important to recognize that my voice was as important as any. As Bell Hooks stated, no Black woman writer in this culture can write too much. Indeed, no woman writer can write too much. No woman has ever written enough.